So, oh, sorry guys. I'm just having some chocolate. Like, today is my cheat day, so don't judge me. Okay. Do you want some? Hi everyone. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Adora Stephanie Modo, and this is the Misty Show. So today, what am I talking about? I'm talking about friends and acquaintances. Friends and acquaintances. What do you have more of? Do you even know the difference? And who exactly you call friend, who is actually not supposed to be a friend, and who you call acquaintance, who is actually more than a friend. The Misty Show, your number one companion. Okay, so how about we start with defining what a friend is and what an acquaintance is. A friend, first of all, I would say is a person who has strong liking for and trust in another person. So a person who is not an enemy or foe, who is more of like a friend. I don't know if that makes any sense. Okay. Let's put it this way. A friend is one who has a bond of mutual affection, typically one of exclusivity or sexual or family relation. So technically what they're trying to say is a friend is someone who you have that mutual bond of trust with, someone who knows you well and who can stand by you. I'll go for that to actually explain what friendship is. Maybe that would help us define friend better. Friendship is said to be, for most people, a combination of affection, loyalty, love, respect, and trust. The emotional safety provided by friendship means not having to weigh your thoughts and measure words, okay? True friendship is when someone knows you better than yourself and takes a position in your best interest in a crisis. We're going to go back to that. So quickly jump to an acquaintance, right? Who is an acquaintance? How would you define an acquaintance? An acquaintance is simply a person who one knows slightly, not deeply or a lot of detail about, but is not a close friend. So it's pretty much someone you meet, you talk to, maybe a workmate, a colleague at work, so to say, someone you meet at the gym, but isn't actually someone you have a close relationship with outside that mutual space. That usually is an acquaintance. It's usually like a person that you have met but do not know well enough. So that being said, what's the difference between a friend and acquaintance, technically? A lot of us tend to mix these things up, and we tend to have a lot of people in our space who we call friend. Oh, meet my friend. Oh, this is my friend. Oh, hi, Nkechi. Have you met my friend Amara? Is Amara really your friend? Do you feel bad that you can't introduce someone without calling them a friend? Because that technically is usually the situation with most of us. So there's someone who walks into a room and you're with an acquaintance, but you don't know how to say, oh, hey, Josh, meet my acquaintance Gabby, for instance. So you say, oh, hey, Josh, come meet my friend Gabby. Is Gabby actually your friend? Sentiments aside, we need to narrow this down. I think a great man said, and the Pope also quoted this at some point, that in life, most times you need just a friend or two. And if you have more than two people you actually call friend, you're lucky. Most times, we don't always have more than 2 or 3 friends in the real sense of it. Now, why do we mix these things up? First, like I said, because people don't know how to technically categorize that or don't know what the right terminology to use to define someone who is just an acquaintance, because you find it rude or you feel it's offensive to introduce someone as an acquaintance rather than, introduce someone as an acquaintance when they actually are an acquaintance. So technically, when we make our acquaintances our friends, or when we tend to assume that an acquaintance is your friend, what technically happens is you tend to get hurt a lot, and that happens to a lot of us. So we start to have too many expectations. We expect so much from this person, we expect this person to do this and that for us, and when they don't, you tend to feel hurt because in quotes, you thought this person was your friend. Now, we're going to look at some clear differences or identifications of a friend and acquaintance. First things first, I would say a friend is a person with whom you share a strong bond with, okay? A friend is someone who knows you intimate and you can share intimate details with each other. A friend is someone who you often hang out with more often than not. Now, that one is a bit tricky because a lot of times we hang out with acquaintances and we think they are our friends. But I'll explain that further. Now, on the other flip side, I would say an acquaintance is someone who you know, but who is not a close friend. Like I said, it could be a colleague at work. It could be a church member. It could be someone in a literal group with you or a debate group with you. So we meet often. We talk often. We know what car you drive. We know your full name. Plus, we know if you're in a relationship or not because we once in a while see your boyfriend or your girlfriend. But we don't know much about you. We probably don't even know where you live. But we know you well. So we always see you in the club and the bars. But are we really friends? Like, do you know where I work? Do you know what my job role is? Do you know how many siblings I have? Kind of thing. An acquaintance is someone who you know slightly, like they say in the definition. You don't really know them depths, like I just said. You just know surface information about them. And there are also people you don't often interact with. So you know how when you want to write a list of names. So for instance, you want to have a little tea party or it's your birthday and you're making up a list of people you want to invite. You know, when you have to think about someone, and start adding names, those people are not your friends. The ones that come to your head instantly, like, let's write this name. This is. Those are the ones because they are reoccurring in your mind. You see a test of when one time maybe, this has happened to me a couple of times. So maybe I just choose to go off the radar and I don't send messages often or I don't chat with some people. I realize that my phone goes dead silent. And I start to wonder, is my service off? Am I on airplane mode? No, you're not. Harsh reality. Ding, ding, that bell is ringing. No one is checking up on you. And then you realize that there are these people who you talk to almost every other day. But then when you don't call them, you realize that they don't call you either. So what happens is half of the time you talk to these people, it's you who is always reaching out to them. But when you don't reach out to them, they're actually not reaching out to you in reply. So it's like they're just there because you're there. When you're really in need, you know when they say a friend in need is a friend in need, it's so important. I keep repeating this thing. There are people that are there at your good times, but they're not there at your bad times. There are people you need to be there when you cry. Have you ever thought of if you had an issue in the middle of the night or you had an accident or God forbid you were stranded somewhere and you need to just make one phone call? Have you ever thought, who is that one person I would call who is not my family member, my father, my mother, or my sibling? How many of us have those people we can call at any hour in the night and expect them to up and be there? How many of us have those people who are always going to be there emotionally and financially? That person who, when you're really stranded, cash strapped, you can always call them without feeling any sense of judgment or feeling bad about how they'll judge you for asking for money. And also when you want to just cry, they're always going to be there. When you want to be happy, when you want to celebrate something good, you can trust that you can always call on this person. Those are your friends. Although we have a lot of frenemies in our friends. That's been in one of my videos. But the point I'm trying to make is let's stop mixing friends and acquaintances. There are people we meet. There are people who we know. We meet at parties. They're mutual friends of a friend. But they're not really our friends. They're not people you can pause and call on if you really needed something. If you needed to confide in someone. If you needed help with something. If you needed financial assistance. They are not the ones to call because you don't know them like that. You know that Simi song. I really want to tell you how my day went. I really want to spend the weekend. I for sure you this thing I'm feeling. But I don't really know you that well. That's it. I don't really know you that well. So as long as you don't really know someone that well, you can't call them your friends. Get it? They're just people you know, and they're technically acquaintances. So at this moment, after watching this video, you need to reevaluate your circle. Everyone is not your friend. All you pretty need is 2. If you're, 2 or 3 at most. Everybody else is fine being an acquaintance. No offense taken. And we should get used to calling people our acquaintances. It's not a big deal. Hey, meet my acquaintance Adora. Adora, meet my acquaintance Amara. Why am I calling Amara? Who is Amara? Josh. Now, these are names I like, clearly. Josh meets Michael. Michael meets Raymond. Acquaintances. They're not my friends. And don't take offense if someone doesn't call you a friend. Because really, think about it. Are they actually your own friends too? Anyway, I need to go back to eating my chocolate because this thing is so good. And it's my cheat day. By 12 midnight, I can't continue with this. So I'll see you guys again on my next channel. If you want some chocolate, leave a message down below. Please subscribe to my channel, leave a comment, press the notification button, and I'll see you again in my next video. Bye.